podcast. Hell yeah, brother. Overload, brother.
Beats by @Smoke M2D6.
Okay, so we're almost at the start of day 2 of the NFL draft. We're waiting for Griffin to join us, but time wait for no man, including the draft. And the thing which could happen here, and why we're doing this right at the start, is Seattle might trade up. And Josina Anderson, among other reporters, she was saying how it's rumored Seattle's trying to trade up. There's the kind of worrying stuff about other teams trying to trade up ahead of them, and we assume, I think it's a safe presumption that this would be for a quarterback, right, Ty?
Yeah, Atlanta, Detroit, those are the two big teams to worry about. Maybe the Colts.
Yeah, at some point they kind of have to start thinking about the future. I mean, I think I'd argue Matt Ryan's more, less finished, as in less ruined by age than Phil Rivers was. But I think they might be in this situation where they need to start taking a bit more aggressive shots at quarterback, because what they're doing in terms of future planning is a bit complicated, and it's interesting to know how pressed their decision makers feel now with not having that kind of long-term quarterback answer. Jim Irsay's constantly seems in the offseason was sort of rambling about that, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. And then there's obviously like 3 teams that I think are kind of concerning that are ahead of the Seahawks right now in terms of like they might take a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like there's like a small chance, like the Titans, the Vikings, Texans, maybe the Giants.
Yeah, the major concern, and we said this yesterday, make sure you watch our day 1 recap and listen to it, depending on how you consume this. But we said yesterday Tennessee was the real worry we said it throughout the first round, and now it's the second round, and they're picking ahead of Seattle. They are the concern because Ryan Tannehill's 34 years old. They're known to have been aggressively scouting the quarterbacks. We believe they like Desmond Ridder. We saw, as I said, lots of pictures of Mike Vrabel in the background of Desmond Ridder at his pro day. So that is a worry. And stylistically, of course, he's got similarities to Tannehill. And so if they were to plug him in as a developmental guy, it wouldn't be too much of a transition for his skill set. I think it would almost be seamless, really, if in an ideal world for them. If they're giving like best case or even medium case scenario, like you can see that being a nice fit.
So some trade up possibilities here for the Seahawks would be, this is going off of the Rich Hill trade chart. I find that to be the most accurate, as phone is ringing in the background. Very unprofessional. Sorry.
Well, maybe you're getting an offer.
It's possible. It's possible.
You're
Maybe
being
that's
drafted.
John Schneider. Maybe he's asking for my advice. Oh, I'm the 33rd pick. I'm going to Tampa. I'm joining Thomas Brady in the Bucs for one last ride. So we have number 40 and number 109, which is the Seahawks 4th rounder, to Tampa Bay for number 33. And so that would be 181 points on the Rich Hill chart going from Seattle to Tampa, and the Seahawks would be receiving 180 points for number 33. Then just going further down the board, basically all these trades are 40 and 109 for something. So it'd be 40 and 109 to the Vikings for number 34 and number 191. That would be 181 points going to both sides. So very equal trade. Then there's number 40 and 109 to the Titans for number 35 and number 163. That would be 181 to the Titans for 179 to the Seahawks. Then number 40 and 109 to the Giants for number 36 and 147. That'd be 181 going to the Giants for 180.
Interesting.
So same value as the Bucs. And then the last one is number 40 and number 145, the 5th rounder that they got from the Broncos, to the Texans for number 37. That would be 163 to the Texans for 162. And then the other thing that they could do is trade one of their trade their third rounder next year. Because that basically the rule of thumb with the trade chart is to with future picks is to take it down by a round.
Yeah.
So that would be the same value as their fourth rounder, which would be 32 points. And so you would basically just replace.
You up it by a round. Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically just would you would just God, I lost my train of thought. You would just switch it with 109 in those deals. And
Makes
then
sense. So
and I feel like that's kind of an easy pill to swallow though when you have the 2 firsts and the 2 seconds next year, because you can recoup that third if you.
Okay, this is the nervous part.
Yeah, this is scary hours. Like this, well, and also it's like anyone could trade at any point. Like, I'm really worried about Atlanta.
The pick is in Tennessee.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. This is fucking scary. Oh wow.
You seen it?
I got spoiled, and it's weird. It's really weird considering who's on the board. So
is it a receiver?
Surprised. No, it's a corner, but it's not the corner you would think here. Maybe
McCreary.
It's McCreary.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's a good player. Yeah, McCreary's a really good player.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah. It's just kind of weird over Booth and Gordon.
Well, McCreary had the best tape in my opinion out of those 3. You can just play.
Right. Cool.
Also, they're never afraid of taking that smaller, shorter guy. Like,
true.
Remember when they did it with the USC kid? What is his name? Jackson. Punt return kind of deal as well. Is he called Jackson? That's so bad. I can't remember his name.
Adore Jackson.
Adore. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good news. So now, in theory, Jets, Houston, Giants, Chicago, we should be good.
Wait, did the Jets trade with the Giants? I think they did.
What, like a little swapsy?
Yeah, they hopped the Texans for some. We're not out of it yet. But because like I kind of feel weird about the Giants because like they just they didn't pick up Jones's 5th-year option. So
yeah, they're thinking about it. I just think like even if you don't pick up his 5th-year option, like give him every chance. Like, I mean, he's not it, I guess, but like, give him weapons, give him something.
Right.
Don't abandon it now. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong for that. But so sorry, Houston. Who picks now?
Yeah, so Houston and Giants and Chicago. And we know Chicago ain't taking a quarterback. So
Chicago might take an edge. Giants probably won't take an edge. Houston might take a linebacker.
Yeah.
Right? So Chicago could get Ebiketie. Griffin, stop. Don't. You're looking happy. Chicago's going to...
We only have to worry about the Giants and Chicago for Ebiketie, right? Ebiketie?
Yeah, I'm big time. So we're talking about
or the Falcons could trade up.
So Griff, we were talking about it. Giants are aren't a concern because they took Thibodeau, but Bears are a big concern because Quinn isn't old, and then who else do they have?
They lost Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they scream. Listen, I'll be happy with Mafe or say Drake Jackson. You know what I mean? Like those are good players. I'm just hoping they prefer them because I have a personal preference for Ebiketie. This is wild, though. I will say, I'll take the L on it. I'm shocked the league didn't value Ebiketie higher. But it makes sense because he didn't break out till the senior year.
And he's light. He was like in the 250s. So
he ran straight. He's straight up at 250, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said last night, the 10-yard split was bad, even though the 40 was fine. You wonder if he
tape-wise, he had great jumps though.
He had great jumps. I mean, I think his get off is fine on tape. You could even argue that he doesn't fly off the ball timing wise as well as he could. So if you want to talk about potential, I mean, athletically,
Atlanta just traded up.
Oh, fuck off! Really?
they're gonna take Ritter, man. They're gonna take Ritter.
Fuck. Yep, they did. They traded with the Giants. God damn it. All right.
Okay. So that's Desmond.
Did they actually take Ritter? Yeah.
No, not yet.
No,
but
but that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Well.
Oh, I dreamed a dream that were dig routes over the middle.
Well, I mean, the Seahawks could still trade with no. Never mind.
Okay, so everyone thought Willis was to Pittsburgh. Everyone thinks Atlanta Ridder. Maybe they surprise everyone. But the fit for Ridder with Arthur Smith is so damn obvious, right?
Oh, wow. Wow.
What? What happened? Spit it out.
Falcons took Ebiketie.
Oh, no. They did the smart thing.
Wow.
I mean, Ritter would have been smart too for them, I guess. All right. Well, shit. Mafe is further ahead of Drake Jackson on the developmental curve, but Jackson has more potential, in my opinion. And the floor isn't horrible. You know?
And then the other options, Nick Benito, but that seems a bit early. He's quite light.
I love Benito, but I just feel like he's a third round or back half of the second round for most teams.
He seems more of a situational rusher coming in year one. I'm not sure you can rely on him in every down, but then maybe that works with them starting in Rusu and Taylor. Sam Williams, it's a name, like unfortunate off the field stuff.
Oh man,
which you don't like, but it's a name. D'Angelo Malone, we heard that they liked him.
Yeah, but they take him at even before the fourth round, even though.
No, it's too.
Maybe they would.
No, it does seem a bit early. You're right. Kingsley Enagbare, that could be a third round kind of name. There's a lot of edge options left. Basically, it's just Ebiketie felt a bit. Well, he's in his own tier, which is why he's gone here, and they've traded up for him.
So Atlanta traded up to jump Chicago, so we can be certain Chicago's going defensive.
So this could be a mini edge run.
It's fun that Seattle has picks back to back, though. If they do,
I feel like they're going to trade one of them.
Think so? Yeah, especially with especially say if Ebiketie was their guy, then say whoever goes next was their other guy. You might as well say, there are going to be guys in the third they like. There are still going to be good third round edge rushers in this class that get sacks in the NFL.
Dominique Robinson, Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, I think third round
off ball linebacker. That's
Amare Barno.
That's what I said earlier.
Third, I could see like a really square third round fit for them being either of the OSU guys, Harrison and Tyreek Smith, just because I think those guys project well in the NFL. They're just not super, they don't have a lot of potential.
Other name, Michael Clements, Texas A&M, another kind of third, fourth round, fifth round guy, right? David Ajabo, that wouldn't really help him, I don't think, this year. I mean, heck, Achilles injury recovery from was it Cam Akers? Was it Cam Akers who did his Achilles? Which Rams running back?
Yeah, it was.
That was impressive how fast he came back, but taking a Jabbo, as I drop my mouse, taking a Jabbo feels. I'm not so sure that
is on the Falcons.
Yeah. Or do you take Andrew Booth here? Because
we're on the clock.
Yeah. Do you take Andrew Booth here? Because to me, he's the best pure mover in the class.
Interesting.
At cornerback, other than the obvious Stingley. Booth's movement skills are nuts. And in my opinion, the cornerback group, there's kind of a drop off after Booth.
Yeah.
This is crazy that they actually have their choice of Willis or Ritter at 40.
Yeah. They probably did their homework hard on the 4th round corners. Hence Barnes and Taylor Britt and all, be connected to everyone there.
Who would you take here? Ebiketie gone. Who would you take? You're the GM.
Ritter, and I trade 41.
Trade 41? I don't know about that.
To like 46.
I think I'd be a maniac and try and keep waiting. New Orleans is a bit worrying. I think I'd probably bet on Booth. Or guys, yesterday we were talking about off-ball linebackers. The off-ball guys is there.
Yeah.
Chad Muma,
Chenal.
Yep.
Chenal, yep.
If you get one of those guys now, then you get Benito at 72 or hope and pray for him at 72.
Yeah, and Enegbare backup kind of option. I think that's why a trade down here is nice, really.
Yeah.
There's a ledge, right? Booth is the only one I feel like's at the bottom of a ledge.
Yeah.
Also, Kyler Gordon going to the Bears.
Everything is bad.
So what would you get if you trade down here? I mean, obviously it depends where you're trading down, but could you pick up a third at this point and still have a second after?
Or? If you went back 10 spots, you could probably get a third.
Damn, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was saying is then probably at least 2 of the off-ball linebackers are still there.
What if
53?
I blame my tweet. I tried to push Boye Mafe up by saying, "Wow, Boye Mafe is seriously good," and I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew there. Okay, I've just seen that the pick is in now.
So you hate Mafe?
No, I don't hate him. He wasn't Ebiketie, But right.
I like him. I'm same. They just put Desmond Ritter's face on the screen to gauge his reaction. He does not have a phone call. No one's calling him right now.
Because Mafe didn't make it onto my spreadsheet for dudes who fit Seattle because his arms at the combine were shorter than 33 inches. But then he was a weird one because his arms at the Senior Bowl, for instance, I think it was Senior Bowl, they were way over 33.
Nothing is good right now. All right. Did you guys get it in?
Oh, wow.
Yep, I heard it. The whole thing. Yep.
So, I heard it.
All right. That'll do.
Okay.
So, Griff, what did you see from his game?
He tested really well. He tested really well, but I don't see that on tape. He doesn't have a lot of easy traits wins. They're he earns everything, and it feels like he has to throw out everything that he has in his toolkit against better tackles. But he's really good about. I don't think he has exceptional bend, but he's really good about getting his hips around and turning his hips, turning his toes. Great hands. He has good strength for his weight ratio. So he's a really good edge. I think he is a decent number 2 edge rusher potential wise, and that matters. You need to be able to have a good number 2 on your team. Not everybody can be a number 1.
Oh, we get another pick.
Yeah.
Real quick on Mafe, his pressure percentage of 13% per SIS tied 18th best.
Is the second pick in?
Yep.
Wow. I'm shocked. Damn it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
No. Oh, no. Twitter, no. Oh, no.
I haven't watched him.
Oh, no.
I didn't watch him. I know he has a high broken tackle, and his testing is nuts, right? 5'9", 211 pounds, and a 4.38 seconds 40. Tells you a lot about Chris Carson.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
When did the Rams take Cam Akers? They took Akers at 52.
Yeah, I'll have to watch him, but that's surprising. That's really surprising. Twitter is going to be a mess tonight. Oh my God.
The thing about Kenneth Walker is that he isn't Desmond Ridder. Fuck, man. Oh well.
Right. So I just was doing a Mafe tweet. So the thing with him is, Griff, he has that 1.59 seconds 10-yard split. So, like, good luck. It was very good luck finding an edge like that. The Kenneth Walker thing is probably going to break Twitter.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that. Well, shit.
You seem very upset.
Yeah, because I didn't think they needed a running back. It's just, I mean, I agree with, you know, I think they have more pressing needs, first of all. And secondly, I don't like taking running backs before round 3, really. I understand if it's, you know, whoever, a generational guy or not even a guy that you really like, have a really high grade on, but I just don't think you need to. Found Chris Carson, in the 7th round? Thomas Rawls, undrafted free agent.
Yeah. On the subject of Chris Carson, this suggests that he ain't all right. I mean, there was already questions about that, but to do this kind of move really does suggest they're concerned about it. Obviously, Penny hasn't been the most reliable or durable. Yeah, very Seahawky. And Kenneth Walker was literally like a completely dominant player.
Yeah. Yep. Well, is what it is. I was dooming earlier.
No.
Yeah, you were dooming. Bro, the tweets since have been very copy.
I feel like that's just me
No.
representing reality a little more realistically. Because it's like how soon we forget what the Seahawks actually were last year. As opposed to what people just say they were in spite of hard evidence right in front of them.
Yep. So in the draft right now, we're in a moderately troubling period because it's round 3 now, top of the rounds, and it's Minnesota next up, and none of the other quarterbacks have gone yet.
It's crazy.
Just same with Ty as well.
So, yeah.
Abraham Lucas, who I wasn't that high on, he still hasn't gone despite having a crazy testing profile. So the league clearly agreed.
Right. Lucas is one of those guys where, like Jermaine Johnson, when my first exposure really liked, because in my mind, my imagination is like extrapolating the good stuff you see, and then the further you watch, the less you like him. That was me with Jermaine Johnson. That was me with Abraham Lucas. I don't know how you guys felt, but I know you had concerns, Matty.
Yeah. I didn't really like him from the jump, but then I was coming off watching. I'd watched Tyler Smith before, and so I saw. Yeah.
By the way, we're in the clear with the Vikings. No quarterback.
Nice.
No quarterback. So, but the Broncos, they took Nick Bonito.
Which did you see Daniel Jeremiah comped him to Cliff Averill?
That's interesting.
That is a shame.
Maybe Cliff Averill coming out like day 1, Cliff Averill, because I don't know what that was. But Seattle, he's playing with way more power than Nick Bonito is, as much as I love Bonito.
So players still on the board, which I think is a nice thing in terms of players on the board. Tyndall hasn't gone yet, but more importantly, ahead of him, Chanel still there. Nakobe Dean hasn't been taken yet.
Chad Muma.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of off-ball linebacker options. Cornerbacks, they started to dry up. Taylor Britt went. Alontae Taylor went. Tariq Woolen still hasn't been taken. Yeah. And then Abraham Lucas, right? If you're getting that kind of value in like a mid-round pick, even without liking the tape, just taking a fly on a profile.
Yeah.
Hey, what pick was Russ again? Was it 75?
Yeah.
All right, I think they should trade back to 75 and take Willis
Yeah.
or
Anoint him.
Ritter.
Yeah, and then obviously the quarterbacks that haven't gone. Edge-wise, we have Kingsley Enagbare,
D'Angelo Malone.
D'Angelo Malone, Dominique Robinson, Sam Williams.
No, Williams went to the Cowboys.
No, not. I didn't mean Sam Williams. I meant Michael Clemens. What else?
Did you mention receivers or?
No, so that's going to be a mini run, I feel, with like Romeo Dubes, Jalen Tolbert,
David Bell.
Justin
Bell.
Ross hasn't been taken, right?
No,
Nope.
Shakir.
Nope.
Shakir is good.
Calvin Austin.
You know, Justin Ross's medicals must have been so bad because how often does a guy that talented fall? Where I think there's consensus on how talented he is, but he falls for whatever flag, you know. In this case, it's medical.
But was he hurt when he tested? Like we had this discussion yesterday, but
I think that he was because he played. I know it's like a tired statement, but some guys you can just see it on tape, and you don't need a comment to confirm.
100%. But
you know,
it's just I don't know if he's physically like permanently impacted from his injury.
All right. So another corner's off of the board. Martin Emerson goes to the Browns.
Oh, so Emerson was a long cornerback. He was an option for Seattle. This appears to be where I think he was kind of in that bracket.
I guess Nick Bonito went where we probably thought he would in the 60s, you know?
Yep. Okay, so long cornerbacks left. Tariq Woolen, Jalen Watson, which would be really early for him. Joshua Williams, small school guy. Sam Webb, Caleb Evans.
Oh, so sorry.
Go ahead.
Austin Gale just tweeted that Nakobe Dean declined a shoulder surgery, and it's now considered a major medical red flag. So that's probably why he's still.
Yeah, and it was funky that he didn't test at all in the pre-draft process.
So he's there at 72. I wouldn't say no, even if. I mean, I was partial to Christian Harris, but Nakobe Dean is every bit the mover in space people say he is. I just went with Harris because he was a little more conventionally sized. But even then, Harris is undersized still.
The other corner is Barnes, out of who they pre-drafted with from Baylor, who ran a fast 40. So third round, probably you say probably a bit high for him, but the fact he ran a fast 40, maybe not.
McCollum.
McCollum. Yeah, he tested. Wasn't he like the most athletic testing cornerback ever?
Something like that, yeah.
Small school.
Zion McCollum.
Oh, I thought that was Barnes even.
No.
That's crazy. There's another guy that out.
Oh, yeah. I think he scored a 10 on Math Bomb's RAS thing. So pick 69 is the concern, right? Tennessee.
Well, it's and it's not a quarterback.
Oh, there we go.
It's Petit Frere.
Wow. Interesting. Wait, has Raymond gone?
No, he hasn't.
That's as much as I am on record of liking, Forsyth and Curhan. What if you have a bookend tackle pairing of Charles Cross and Brandon Raymond?
Well, why is he fallen? Because his arms are really short. That's what it is.
Short arms, yeah, and age. But there's going to be a really good player available at 72 It's just they might have a weird eval on a guy that we wouldn't think, right?
Even with the quarterback stuff, right? Like Atlanta's there, but that's only one guy that comes off of your board. And if you feel equally as good about Ritter or Willis to the other, then maybe you just take that risk, or maybe they really like Sam Howell.
Feels like they're playing a game of chicken at the moment, though.
I will say, though, the one argument for taking quarterback this year is that means you don't have to touch your capital next year, and you can take all the positional blue chips, of which there are more of next year. And this year, not just at quarterback. Nicholas' little brother.
Amazing that Nicola went ahead of Lucas and Ryman.
Yeah. People, I mean, I guess they like to draft for school to competition.
Chad Muma to the Jaguars.
Wow, they doubled up at linebacker.
Yep.
Good for them. Good for them. That's they're the better one that they drafted might have been the one they just drafted right now.
So Seattle, you taking quarterback?
I don't. You know, what if they really are punting on quarterback this year?
Feels like everyone is other than Pittsburgh right now.
Because
my issue is after Seattle was Indianapolis, then Atlanta. So I do get a bit worried, but they keep passing it.
It would mirror taking Wilson, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And Schneider alluded to how Cross was Okung, and didn't he make reference to 2012 also, just in general?
Kind of. The Okung thing was suggested by reporters, but then they, I think, admitted that it was the same deal.
I feel like if you're going to do it, this has to be it.
I agree. Outside of like Strong in the 5th round or something, I agree.
No.
I
don't know. Maybe one of these guys dropped to 109, but so Seahawks are on the clock now.
A lot of clapping from the Seahawks draft room. The pick is apparently in, per Bob Condota.
That's got to be a quarterback.
That feels quarterbacky.
Clap for the quarterback.
Nope, it's not. I just saw it. Oh, Matty. Oh, no, Matty.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, you'll probably like it anyway.
Really?
Is it Tariq Woolen?
That's so weird. Huh.
Who is it?
They double dipped. They double dipped, Matty.
They got a running back?
No. It's no.
What do you mean they double dipped?
They bookended their offensive line.
Oh, they got Lucas.
They got Lucas.
I mean, I don't hate it. I didn't like his tape, but like I said, it's the profile, right?
Yeah.
So there goes all my.
That suggests they're going true best player available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there goes my my Forsyth advocation.
So they just basically balled up Forsyth and Curran and threw them in the recycling bus there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, they're not going to start either one of those guys over Lucas, right?
Well, it just means the competition's absolutely vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very least. All right, so no quarterback unless they really think that they're going to get someone at 109, or they could be trading up. But I kind of feel like Ritter has to be going to Atlanta here, right?
Could Curhan play guard?
He was so bad that one game. Maybe he just needs the reps, but.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, like we were saying earlier, the more I watched of Lucas, the less I liked him. But I still think it's a good pick, superficially, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like how often do you get a profile like Lucas at this spot, right?
Right.
Like, I'll get his numbers.
So remember when I said how he looks like he has the density and like the play strength to have a good anchor? He just doesn't have a good anchor.
Yeah.
Maybe they think that's a technique thing, and it's just a matter of coaching it. Because he has a decent floor for a guy that is super athletic. So maybe they're thinking they can really.
I mean, a 7.25 second.
He's a better prospect than both James Carpenter and Jermaine Ifedi. And they were drafted right tackles. I'm just curious what they think of the quarterback class, like off the record. Like, what do they really think? Thing, though, is I don't know why I mean, I understand not liking Ritter's arm for sure, but from like viewing it from like a threshold thing, like does he like a pass fail thing? Look at other quarterbacks in the league that have been productive. I mean, if Jared Goff in the right scheme with enough talent around him can throw for 4,000 yards twice, why do you not think Desmond Ridder can? Because you would think that they would evaluate Desmond Ridder everywhere else head and shoulders above Jared Goff.
You know what? I really, really think the errant throws scared is like terrifying.
The what?
His errant throws, you know, where occasionally the ball dies or like
For sure.
or like he's just off. But like you
Goff
can't
had those too. I don't know.
No. Who did, sorry?
What?
Who had them?
Goff?
Oh yeah, no. I know Goff did. I'm just talking from like Schneider, like why it's happening here. And then Goff had like, didn't he put up crazy production numbers?
Yeah.
I mean, that's partly the offense, but yeah,
maybe
main scheme. But
I don't know. This is cool though. So I'm assuming Lucas wins right tackle. So just in saying that, Cross, Lewis, Blythe, Gabe Jackson, Lucas has some pretty considerable potential, I'd say. And as of right now, it certainly feels like Geno Smith or Drew Lock are going to be the starter. Falcons took Ridder. There goes the Ridder dream.
Well, he went to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh. Actually?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I said you can't, you know, if you keep waiting out, it's going to happen. Kind of, you know, you had Indy and Atlanta waiting after. So now, if you want Malik Willis type, you probably should think about trading back in. Feels like they've got like Sam Howell round 5 plan, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good for him. He's gonna prove so many people wrong, man. So, do you trade for Baker Mayfield now? Well, let's assume that Willis is out of the picture. Let's assume they do or don't like. Let's assume they don't like Willis. Texas got Christian.
Interesting journey for this young man.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I didn't watch him like enough, so I don't really know. But you really liked him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because it's like, you know, was he not high on Seattle's board? They're really trying to make it happen with Cody, but they kind of have a need at like that.
So, I mean, so far this reads like a vote of confidence in Barton, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, their actions are matching their words, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. With Locke too. Yeah, but like you said though, the need is that Cody Barton only has 1 year of roster control.
Yep. And same with BBK behind him. They don't have that like young, like super young depth.
Yeah. Linebackers remaining: Beavers, Brandon Smith. Well, Nakobe Dean, obviously.
Wow, Brandon Smith. Interesting, because he tested absolutely incredible, but his tape was patchy.
The single most exciting thing they could do at 100 is Dean, right? Just period, any position.
You could argue Willis if he's still there, but yeah, Dean, really.
The worst part about wondering about Geno is that we never got the follow-up game to the Jags game.
Yep, Russ came back too soon.
Like, not even for, did Russ hurt himself by coming back too early? Just straight for Geno's future in the NFL, period, not even with the Seahawks. Sure, he is agent. They wanted one more game. Because how many guys that have starting talent become backups and then never get that chance again? Because what do you do if you've got Russell Wilson in front of you? The only way you could ever showcase yourself is if their starter gets hurt.
Agree. Yep.
And
that's common sense.
It's just you some of these guys get buried forever and you never know. And there's always that random case where a long-term backup all of a sudden has starter viability again. It happens every few years where a guy maybe has something. So obviously we know what Geno is ultimately, but you know what I'm saying?
It will come out that they loved, like, it will come out they loved Lucas, I think. Do you remember? Like, I tweeted out, it was written, but before Lucas ran his 40, him and Andy Dickerson were like staring, like
Yeah.
on the combine. They were staring at a tablet.
Yeah. So the lesson from the Rams' success when they had Goff, when they had average quarterback play, was that the offense went as the offensive line went. Now we can't forget that they actually had a really good receiving core, right? But are they thinking that they need a monstrous offensive line? And is that what this is?
It looks that way, right?
Right.
What
So what I'm saying is trade for Ryan Tannehill now.
Or Griffin, there's a certain bootleg king who is in need of a new team in Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And all right, so just getting it out of the way right now. Baker Mayfield's best stretch of play was like the last half of his rookie year, and he never recaptured that. He was playing with a certain anticipation, poise, touch, and aggressiveness that he has not played with ever since. And if Carroll said what he said about Drew Lock in 2019, certainly he'd point to that with Baker, right?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't subscribe to that degree of optimism, but that's what the theory would be.
Well, yeah, and I kind of get that from an eval standpoint. Like, you do want to know what the best a guy can be, right? You want to know his peak and try and get back work to that.
Because Mayfield, that was real. What we saw the rookie year, he just regressed.